All right, and the guy on the ground says, white and blue Cessna, rock your wings. Just power out, then your headwind shears off a little bit, so you should be ready to get the nose down and correct for the crosswind. Good. How far you passed Oshkosh skill test 1?
That was good.
I'm Jason Miller, a full-time professional flight instructor. On the Finer Points channel, you can join me as I bring you tips and tricks that I've learned from 20 years on the flight line. Hello aviators! So I'm in the Midwest, I'm visiting family, and I am getting really excited for Oshkosh. We're flying from California to the show with Paul in a Cessna 182. Last week while we were doing a lesson, we started working on some skills that I thought he could use practice with, getting ready to fly into the show, and that's what we're talking about in this video. Oshkosh is the biggest air show in the world and can be a huge challenge to fly into. Check out this animation from the 2016 Flight Chops video.
FlightAware created this visualization for me. It's sped up 200 times, and it depicts the traffic at the peak of this afternoon's rush. And as per the NOTAM, we're only seeing ADS-B equipped and Mode S transponder aircraft, which essentially represents about a fifth of the actual traffic.
The first step to flying into Oshkosh is grabbing the NOTAM, and I am not going to review the NOTAM in detail here. That's my disclaimer. If you are flying into the show, please download in ForeFlight. You can find it right in the Documents tab and read that NOTAM really well. But the general idea behind what they call the Fisk arrival is that all aircraft gather over Ripon, Wisconsin. That's Ripon intersection. And if you can fly comfortably at 90 knots, you should be at 1,800 feet, which is about 1,000 AGL. If you have to fly 135, you go up 500 feet to 2,300, and you just start circling only a half mile off someone's tail. So you have to have pretty good airspeed control and be able to modify that speed, slow down, speed up without gaining or losing altitude. You have to be able to rock your wings when the ground observer says blue and white Cessna, rock your wings. And you have to be able to follow these railroad tracks all the way to the airport, where you make a pattern at a certain airspeed and do a spot landing on some colored dot or some colored square. Three skills that we're going to need to fly into Oshkosh, and one is being able to change airspeed without losing altitude. So you get to something like 1,000 AGL, you park yourself behind an aircraft in front of you, so you just sort of come in behind somebody and follow that person. Right? And so you're like a quarter of a mile off their tail. I promise you that person's not going to have perfect airspeed control. So if that airplane slows down, you have to slow down, and you can't go down. We don't have an airplane in front of us, so I'll just have to call it out today. I'll have to say 10 knots slower, and you'll have to slow down 10 knots, right? Now I go, okay, increase speed 5 knots. We're losing them, right? So you have to speed up a little bit, and that's just this idea. You're trading angle of attack for airspeed. Once we start down the railroad tracks, so at some point that person in front of you will go down the railroad tracks. We're listening to the radio. There are spotters on the ground. One spotter is going to say, blue and white Cessna, high wing, rock your wings, rock your wings. So you're going to rock your wings, right? We're going in on the railroad tracks, right? So the idea that you're going to change airspeed to maintain that fixed distance behind the airplane in front of you. And there's this expression in flying that if you pull the power back, you either slow down or go down. So one skill that we're going to practice is being able to change airspeeds quickly without losing altitude, and I think we should do it at 1,000 AGL.
Pressure's in the green, speed increasing.
Airplane 18, contact Oakland Tower.
Contact Oakland Tower, Airplane 18.
Looking at the sectional chart, there's some railroad tracks that go right through the middle of Coyote Hills where we practice.
Are there?
Yeah, apparently.
Are you making it up?
Oh no, I'm serious. There they are. Keep turning and pick up those railroad tracks. You see them down there?
Oh.
Keep your turn.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yep, let's follow those. All right, following these railroad tracks, we'll slow down to 105 again.
Approved as requested. Approved as requested. 2770 Romeo, here return, make right traffic.
You wag your wings so as to get spotted. Bigger than that for them to see it from the ground more.
70 Romeo, wind 2408, altimeter 298.
That's probably noticeable from the ground.
This may be a skill that you just need to practice once or twice, but you want to rock your wings big enough so the ground spotters can be absolutely certain they're looking at the correct aircraft.
Practice that wing wag again. Give me a big, strong wag. Yeah, like that. Good. Back over. Yeah, there you go. That's it. Good. While you're flying back toward the tracks here, let's slow down to 100 knots again. Actually, keep going slow all the way to 90. Good, nice job. And nice job using trim with a plane that's heavy like this. You'll want to make sure you do that, otherwise you will go down. All right, and the guy on the ground says, white and blue Cessna, rock your wings. Good, that's getting better. Good, yeah, don't be afraid to show them. Perfect. All right, you're doing great with that. How's that feel? That's pretty par for the course on the way in. All right, so why don't we head into Oakland? If you do a right turn, you'll be at the shipwreck here.
Now, assuming you follow the railroad tracks and get identified, eventually you're told to land on a very specific place, either a dot or a square. So precise airspeed control in the pattern and spot landings are a critical skill to have. Then as we come in to land, you might have to make a low altitude steep turn. And you might have to do that while not gaining airspeed, right? So there's this idea of a slipping turn. Have you and I ever done those?
We have.
Okay, so we're going to bank the airplane and use top rudder to slip, okay? We're going to slip around the turn so that we're maintaining the same airspeed, and then we're going to roll out, and they're going to tell you land on the pink dot.
Right.
We're not going to get into exactly the mechanics of slipping versus skidding turns here. Just know that I am not talking about a skidding turn. We are not pushing inside rudder. We are pushing top rudder, and we are being very careful to maintain our flying speed.
Very nice. Good. You're still holding about 75-ish. All right, you can come out of the slip. Boy, this plane does a nice job with that.
Next, we're working on spot landings. I asked Paul to hit the 1,000-foot markers. We're going to keep it simple at first. Those are the big white marks 1,000 feet down the runway.
Actually, hit the one on the left side of the runway. Oh, they just moved it from the right to the left. Right. Somebody else is landing on the right one, so yeah, I need you on that left side of the runway there.
I'm starting to see already that we're going to be long. I can tell because Paul's aiming for the mark itself and holding it almost perfectly.
Little long because you aimed for it, so then you float past it, right? That's to be expected. You have to aim in front of it next time. All right, left 1,000-foot marker. Good. So aim for something in front of it, that grease spot. Don't let that grease spot go. Don't let that grease spot go. Perfect. Now power to idle and hold her off. Hold it off just like you always do. Boom, dude. That's how you do it. We're just a little long. But you see how you aimed for something in front? Okay, sweet.
Sometimes that changes. Sometimes they say land on the pink dot, and you're all lined up for the pink dot. You're going, and they go, wait, white and blue Cessna, I need you on the blue dot now. I need you on the blue dot, right? And the blue dot's further down the runway. So that's the last skill.
Okay.
We're going to practice changing the landing point as we go.
Right.
I'm going to say hit the third runway stripe, and then some point on short final, I'm going to say no, hit the fifth one, right? Or go down to the next taxiway. I want to land in the next taxiway. I'll just throw changes at you, and you'll have to add power, maintain the landing airspeed without getting slow, and then set down on the new spot. Okay? At some point, I might ask you to unplug your headset and negotiate something with Oakland Tower so that this can get real fun.
Okay.
And then, so that's just so you know what that is. That's so you can't hear it. And then you can plug back in, and then I can tell you something at the last minute that required permission. Okay? I think those are 3 skills that will definitely help flying at Osh. Okay, let's do it.
All right, let me take the airplane for a second.
You have control?
I got the controls.
363, I have your departure just
And I'm going to ask the tower something I don't want you to hear.
So I can just disconnect my...
Request this pass to do low approach 28 right, touch and go 33, and then rejoin the pattern.
So before I made that request with the tower, Paul and I had worked on just moving the spot down the runway. I would tell him to land on the 1,000-foot markers and then move to the next set of markers. And what I realized pretty quickly is the skill we're practicing here is just being able to fly at 50 feet or so off the runway with the flaps all the way down while holding airspeed constant. So I want him to get comfortable with that. So we started doing low approaches 28 right, and then landing or doing touch and goes on 33.
Nice, good, like that. We're going to go all the way over to runway 33. Do not descend. See if you can climb for me a little. There you go. Climb her back up. Just watch your speed. Be conscious you're not adding too much power. Beautiful. Like that. Lots of drag out there, right? So when you pull the power out, you lose it a lot. We're going to go all the way over here and turn the corner and touch down on 33. You're controlling your airspeed slowly, just low to the ground. Okay, good.
21263, do you have the banner to at your
There you go,
telephone
you can
site?
start the right turn.
We're keeping away from 263.
Thank you,
All right,
263, runway
rudder.
28 right, cleared for the option.
Beautiful.
Clear for the option 263.
Let's go to the third runway stripe here.
Victor Whiskey, traffic coming up off your left side, Cessna has you in sight.
Power out,
Yeah,
third
first
runway
runway.
stripe. You got that made, no problem.
Just getting slow.
That'd be a go around. That's
Go around.
acceptable, yeah.
Stage flaps up.
I doubt it'll get
All
that
right.
crazy,
Yeah.
but just in case.
Okay, full focus up.
Okay, as much as we try to avoid it, sometimes you have to go around, and that is true at Oshkosh as well. You are piloting command. If the landing is in doubt at any point or you feel unsafe, go around. There will be an opportunity to come back and try again.
November 3 Tango Zulu, do you want to do the double runway again?
Sure, we'll do that one more time for 3 Tango Zulu, thanks.
3 Tango Zulu, use caution for the banner tail, just approaching the Coliseum 1000. Number 2 following Cessna short final, runway 28 right, cleared option, runway
Got him?
33 cleared
Yeah.
option,
I've
and
got that,
runway
I've got that.
right pattern, runway 28 right.
Okay, thanks. Both targets in sight. We'll use caution clear for the option 28 right, and the option 33 for 123 Tango Zulu. Thank you.
Alright, there you go.
Yeah, I've got it.
Okay, good. And part of the trick is adding enough power to offset the drag, but not adding so much that you gain a lot of airspeed, obviously, right? For my part, I don't need to pick a spot on runway 28. The main thing is that you're doing slow flight in a controlled way at about 50 feet AGL, just to get comfortable with... Oh yeah, good. Hold this altitude here. Good. Let's go back up a little bit so you feel comfortable at the turn. Nice.
And here you can see Paul just doing a beautiful job. Slow flight over the runway in the landing configuration. He could land on any spot. One thing to remember is if your point gets moved, remember in skill test 2 there, you have to aim in front of it. So if they move you from one dot to another, look down the runway and find an aiming point in front of the dot you're meant to land on and hold that as your fixed reference.
Just power out, then your headwind shears off a little bit, so make be ready to get the nose down and correct for the crosswind. Good, like that, power it out. Power out, good. Yeah, good, crosswind correction, nice. Wait for it. Good, flaps up, full power.
Full power.
That, ping that wind down, ping that wing down. Go. Nice.
November 21263,
That's good. Nice
ready
crosswind
sector
correction.
at Signature West.
127.2, thank you for the help. Good day, 123 Tango Zulu.
You're welcome, come back anytime.
So there you go, guys. A lot of great practice for skills you might need at Oshkosh. You never know. You don't know if it's going to be that crazy, but you want to have those tools in your toolkit just in case they say, you know, land on the blue dot. No, I meant the orange dot. Did I say orange dot? I meant pink dot, right? And next thing you know, you're stretching that approach and you don't want to get slow, you know, 50 feet off the ground. So that's a great one. Also practicing changing airspeeds, holding altitudes, and making steep descending turns without gaining airspeed. All really great stuff. Recommended practice if you're flying into the big show. I can't wait to see you there. It's going to be an epic year. You can catch me at the AOPA Pavilion 12 noon on Thursday, or 4Flight at the 4Flight booth 12 noon on Friday. See you there. A huge thanks to the sponsors and to the patrons. Without that support, these videos just wouldn't be possible. Also, a huge thanks to you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button and the alarm bell. And until next time, be safe and fly your best.